chapter number 2 of class 8, from trade to territory, where in the previous class we had talked about the concept where how the East India Company comes into India, how they settle in as a trader over here. They had no administration viewpoint, but they came in only as a trader, and they began trading in Bengal. And it was near River Hooghly that they had set up their first factory, and they had started taking up the production over here, and they had started trading their goods from India to their own nation. And it was not so easy for them to set up the company over here and to start trading. They were getting a lot of competition also. So they had taken up war to take away the competition, to reduce the competition for them and to earn better profits. And later on, they were fighting with the Nawab also in order to reduce the taxes they had to pay. So there was a stiff between the Nawab of Bengal and the East India Company, which culminated into the Battle of Plassey. So today we'll be talking about these headers, the Battle of Plassey and the Battle of Buxar in short, and also how the company officials become the Nabob. So three key headers will be done from this mind map today. Okay. So we'll just recall that we had the Nawabs of Bengal, and when we talk about the Nawabs, we had initially Murshid Quli Khan, and he was taken over by Alivardi Khan. And when Alivardi Khan he passed away, Bengal was ruled over by the Nawab Sirajud-Daulah. So we will start our story from here today. Alivardi Khan. Okay. So when Alivardi Khan was ruling over, he was again in a battle with the East India Company, trying to reduce the, trying to make the East India Company pay the taxes, right? But again, the East India Company did not agree to it, and this conflict was taken over by the Nawab Sirajud-Daulah also. So what happened was that on 23rd June 1757, so this date is very, very crucial, Battle of Plassey was fought, which was fought between Sirajud-Daulah and the East India Company. And this is a very crucial point of our historical time, because this was the first major victory of the company against the Indians. Okay, so they were able to win this war, and this was the first war that they had won in India. So when Alivardi Khan he passed away in 1756, Sirajud-Daulah became the next king, right? So he was able to take over he was able to take over Bengal at that point of time. And what happened was that the Robert Clive, he was the company chief over there ruling at that point of time. And for Robert Clive, he wanted more and more concessions. He wanted more and more administration power coming to him. But Sirajud-Daulah was not agreeing to that. So what happened was that they met at Plassey. Plassey is it's an area in Bengal where Robert Clive's army came against Sirajud-Daulah. Because initially what happened was, first Sirajud-Daulah took the lead. He went to Kasam Bazar, okay, it's an area in Calcutta, and he was taking the factory which was there of the Britishers, and he had locked that warehouse, and the Englishmen were taken away from there. The ships were blocked over there in Bengal. So he had taken that first step to go against the company, and he was able to take the control over Calcutta. When Robert Clive got to know that Sirajud-Daulah has actually taken control of Calcutta, then they commanded his army. He reinforced his naval fleet. So Navy, army, everybody, they were joined in together. And in 1757, Robert Clive, he was able to fight the Sirajud-Daulah at the Plassey. So that's why it's called the Battle of Plassey. And the year is 1757, right? Now, the main reason that Sirajud-Daulah failed over here was that he was not getting the support of his Nawab over here, which was Mir Zafar. He did not get the support of Mir Zafar because Mir Zafar was actually lured by the company, by Robert Clive over here, that help us out. You join my army, and later on, when I will take over Sirajuddaulah, you can become the next Nawab. This is what the company told Mir Zafar. So they lured Mir Zafar in not participating in the battle. So what would happen if your army is not fighting properly? How could Sirajuddaulah win? So he was trapped over here because Mir Zafar, he did not fight the war with the Sirajuddaulah, and he was and hence he fell prone to the fight over here, and he lost the battle against Robert Clive. And this marked the first major victory of the company that they came in India, and they were able to take over Sirajuddaulah at the Battle of Plassey. So this became a very crucial point in our history. So in this picture also you will be able to see how the battle was fought, okay, and why it was called as the first major victory, because Robert Clive was able to secure the support of Mir Zafar, and he lured him that he would be made as the next Nawab of Bengal after Sirajuddaulah, and Sirajuddaulah was actually defeated over here. He was not able to fight and win the battle, right? Now, what happened after this? Things changed, okay? Who would be made the new king over here, the new Nawab over here? When Mir Zafar, right? When Sirajuddaulah was taken over, Robert Clive made Mir Zafar as the next Nawab of Bengal. And you can see over here how Robert Clive actually looked like, right? So he was a British soldier who was sent to India and by the British Crown. For the British Crown means that is for Queen Elizabeth. He was sent over here so that he could take over the administration of India. And that was the first battle that he fought in 1758 with Sirajuddaulah, which came to be known as Battle of Plassey. And he was also fighting the Dutch also, because you know that they had to take care of the competition that was coming from the French and the Dutch. So he had fought many wars in India, and he was able to have a good control over here under his rule. Now, what culminated after this was the next battle. Okay, so what was happening that once the Battle of Plassey was over, the Sirajuddaulah, he was assassinated, and Mir Zafar was made the next Nawab. Okay, and what happens when you get more, when you become a Nawab, you will have a lot of power in your hand, and you would like to use that to your benefit. But here, Mir Zafar was only a puppet Nawab, a puppet ruler in the hands of the Britishers. Why was that so? What do you mean by a puppet ruler? So he was a puppet ruler because he was doing only what the Britishers.
I'm in the hands of the.
Right, in the hands of the British. That means
controlled by the company.
Right, absolutely controlled by the company. He could not take his own steps. Nothing in administration, no military powers, nothing. So what is the use of becoming such kind of a ruler? But the Britishers wanted this, so that it's easy for them to manage everything, and everything would be under their control. The Nawab would not take up any extra power and start ruling over the Britishers. This is what Britishers wanted. So they wanted a puppet Nawab. So though he was a puppet Nawab in the hands of the British, but he also protested against the British for not giving the revenue for trading. So again, the same problem came. Even if the Britishers had the puppet Nawab now as Mir Zafar, but Mir Zafar also, he went against the rule, and he said that this is not right. You are not giving me the revenue. How does my state function like this? So the Britishers, what happened? They took down Mir Zafar, and they got Mir Kazim in his place. So Mir Zafar was replaced by Mir Kazim. Okay, so first we had Sirajuddaulah being taken over by Mir Zafar by Mir Kazim. So you can make a flow chart of how Bengal was ruled over by these Nawabs. So then British and Mir Kazim, they indulged in a battle which was fought in Buxar. Buxar is again a place in Bengal, and it was taking place in the year 1764. So again, you could see that Mir Kazim was also not very happy, and the company was again fighting the war, and just for the money matters, the war actually took up. And this is how Mir Kazim also again he went into the war. Now, when this battle was taken over, obviously the Britishers won. Mir Kazim was taken down, and again Mir Zafar was made the Nawab over here. Okay, so even though they did not like Mir Zafar in the initial phases, but again after the Battle of Buxar, Mir Zafar was again made the ruler over here. But after Mir Zafar's death, which was I think in the year 1765, the mood of the company actually changed over here. They said, they here refers to Robert Clive because he was still the governor over here, he was ruling over here as the company head. So he said that we must indeed become Nawabs ourselves. So he said, we must indeed become Nawab ourselves. So what does he mean by this? That he was done with this phase of having the puppet Nawabs. The puppet Nawabs were hopeless for them. They were not functioning as puppets for them. So what was the use of having the puppet Nawab? So he said, no more Nawabs. We have to become the rulers ourselves. We have to take care of the administration, the military, the finance, everything should be under us. So we have to become the rulers now, right? So we will become the Nawabs. This is what was the dialogue of Robert Clive after Mir Zafar's death. Okay, so the dialogues are very crucial. So you should highlight the dialogues which are there in the books because these are very crucial ones, like something which changed the phase of history of India. So Robert Clive was appointed as the governor of Bengal. So Mir Zafar was dead. The Mughal emperor he appointed the East India Company as the Diwan of Bengal. What do you mean by Diwan? This is something which you have read in your class 7th also.
Ma'am, who
Diwan?
controls all the finance?
Right. So
Finances.
they got the financial power in the hand because Mughal emperor, last Mughal emperor was Bahadur Shah Zafar and he was a very weak ruler. He was not able to fight the company. So he gave the Diwani rights of Bengal to the company. So after this, the company became more and more wealthy because they will have all the money coming into them. Everybody is paying the tax. All the land owners who are there, who are cultivating their land, all the traders who are there, they are going to pay the taxes. And those taxes were taken up by the company. So the company became richer now. When you become rich, do you need more money from your parents? Suppose you get a job. Would you still require pocket money from your parents? No, na? So that is what was happening over here. So when the Diwani rights was given, company did not require the money to be getting from Europe. So from in the initial stage, they were getting more and more gold from Britain because they had to do the trading over here in India. And in those times, the money was in the form of gold. So the company used to get the gold from Britain and use it over here in India to buy the goods from the traders. But now, when they got this Diwani right, they did not require to get those gold anymore. So what happened was that the import of gold from Britain, it kept on declining. And once they got the Diwani rights, it was completely stopped. They did not require the gold anymore. Okay. So they were getting the money in India only as the revenue. And that revenue was utilized to buy the goods from the Indians and to maintain the military and to build the company office. That means they were now in double profit. How? They were getting the taxes from the Indian people, which was being utilized by them to buy the goods that they wanted or whatever they wanted to do, build up the infrastructure or whatever. It was from the Indians' money only. So they did not have to bring anything from Britain anymore. So they were not investing their own money. They were only investing what they were getting as revenue from India because now they had the administration in their hand and that helped them to boost up their trade also, right? So this is how the battle of Buxar ended. Mir Zafar was again made he was reinstalled over here, but then he was not able to maintain the strong footholding. When Mir Zafar died, the mood of the company completely changed. They wanted No more of the puppet Nawabs. They wanted to become the Nawabs themselves. So once they thought of that, what happened was in 1765, they got the Diwani rights from the Mughal emperor, which solved majority of their problem, right? They did not have to look in for money from Britain anymore. Everything was there with them now because they were getting the taxes from the people. And that is how they were utilizing the money which they earned in Bengal and utilize it for buying the goods and services from Bengal, right? So this is how the outlook of history changed after these two wars, the Battle of Plassey and the Battle of Buxar, right? Now, one thing that came up over here was the concept of Nabobs. Now, after the Battle of Plassey, the Nawabs of Bengal, they were forced to give a lot of their land and their money and their gifts to the company officials, like Robert Clive. He was the head over here. So what Robert Clive did, that he got a lot of wealth when he was ruling over India in this point of time. So he amassed a lot of wealth, and he was thought to be taking care. He was brought here for taking care of the corruption. But it seemed like he himself was a very corrupt ruler over here, right? Because he took a lot of personal gifts from the Indian Nawabs, took away their land, okay? So there was a lot of wealth that he had amassed in this period when he was ruling in India. And when he left India, it was noted that, he had a lot of money and he took that to Britain. But he was cross-examined over there, okay? So around 1772, once he reached Britain, and there was a group who was, given the task to ascertain whether he was taking corruption, he was doing corruption or not, because he had a lot of money which was not expected from him. And yes, he was acquitted that he was taking a place, he was doing corruption and he had earned a lot of money over there, but he had committed suicide. By 1774, this was sorted out. So from there, we could analyze that there were company officials who got a lot of money when they were ruling over India. So this was not only Robert Clive, but many company officials were there, right? And what happened, that all those successful ones who were able to go back to Britain, they were leading a very comfortable life, right? And they were flaunting their richness and their flashy lives over there. So they were like the hero and the heroines, the Bollywood stars over there now, because they had so much money and they showed it off in their society. These British officials, they were called as the Naboobs over there. Okay, so in Britain, these British officials who had a lot of money which they had earned from Indians, and they had a lot of riches, they were leading a very heavy, flashy life over there in Britain, and they were called as the Naboob. And if you look at the meaning of the word Naboob, it is the anglicized version, meaning it is the English version of the word Nawab. Okay, so the Nawab in English, it was called as the Naboobs. So they were called as the Naboobs in Britain because they had a lot of wealth in their hand. However, they were seen as the upstarts and were ridiculed in the society. Ridiculed because everybody knew that they had got so much money only by doing corruption in Bengal. So that is why, cartoons were made, in the newspapers to ridicule them. And they knew that this was a new beginning of a new class which was coming up in the British society. So they were called as the Naboobs. And they became the Naboobs only because they had a lot of money and riches which they were able to compile, as they were they got the Diwani rights over here, and they were able to take the lands of the Indian Nawabs. So these were some of the areas where they were taking the money from, and they became the Nawabs themselves. Not only in administration, but also if you look at their personal lives of how much money they were able to earn, and what kind of a life they were leading once they returned to Britain. You can compare that both socially and politically, they really became the Nawabs themselves, right? So this is where we stop today. To recapitulate, I would like Shashank, first point. Please unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am. For which topic?
Yes. So first, you tell me what is the first thing that you learned in today's class.
On the first thing,
Any one thing?
ma'am, the Battle of Plassey.
Okay, so we started with the Battle of Plassey. Can you tell me the year when we started this? When we had the Battle of Plassey?
Yes, ma'am. Please can you repeat?
When did we have the Battle of Plassey?
Ma'am, we had the Battle of Plassey in years after the death of Ali Wordi Khan in 1756.
Very good. 1756. And who fought it? Who were the two people fighting
Ma'am,
this?
Sirajuddaula.
Sirajuddaula and the...
Army.
Very good.
Robert Clive's army.
Very good. At which area? But in the area of
Plassey.
Plassey, which is in Bengal. And who won?
Ma'am, the company initially won.
The company won, and they called it as the first major victory, right?
Yes, of the company in India.
Very good. Okay. Now I would like to have Ashi. Ashi, can you please unmute yourself? Advitya is ready with unmuting herself. Okay, Advitya, you tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the second thing that you learned today?
Ma'am, we learned that,
This is the 10th time you are saying ma'am that, please go beyond ma'am that,
Ma'am, the Britisher made Mir Zafar as their puppet Nawab.
Okay, so after Battle of Plassey, we talked about how Mir Zafar became the puppet Nawab. Very good. Next pointer, let me have Ayan Rana. Can I have you? Ayan.
Ma'am, Battle of Buxar.
And who was fighting in this Battle of Buxar?
Ma'am, can I tell? Ma'am, Mir Kazim.
Mir Kazim. And Ayan, you switched off your audio? You have to tell me. Mir Kazim and...
Ma'am, Mir Kazim and Ma'am Robert Clive.
Yes. And who won?
Ma'am, Robert Clive.
Okay. Annapal? After the Battle of Buxar, Annap, who was made the next Nawab of Bengal? Annap. Those who are not replying when I'm asking you, you're getting 0 in your internals.
Mir Zafar.
Mir Zafar was again reinstalled, right, as the ruler of Bengal. But then what was the mood of the company officials? Tejas, can you answer me? Tejas Singh?
Ma'am, Robert Clive said that there will be no Nawab.
Very good. So they said that...
Ma'am, they will self-rule.
Okay, so they said that no more...
They said that they could become indeed.
Yes, they could become the Nawab themselves. So they said that no more puppet Nawabs, right? They did not want any more of puppet Nawabs. Okay. Next, I want to have Param. Param.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what happened after the puppet Nawabs were no more there?
Ma'am, the Britishers came up and they made themselves as the Nawabs.
Very good.
Nawabs.
Very good. Then what was very crucial in the year 1765? What happened then?
May I tell?
Who is this? May I tell? This is Shashank.
Not Shashank.
No, Shashank. Manideepa?
Ma'am, can I tell?
Manideepa. Manidipa.
Ma'am,
Huh.
Ma'am, can I tell?
Manidipa.
what are you asking?
I'm asking what happened in 1765. What was the special thing that happened?
Ma'am, can I tell?
Ma'am, Robert became rich and competent and showed his flashy life in.
No, that's
Ma'am,
quite
can I
later.
Mummy hai.
Ma'am, please, ma'am, can I tell?
Can
I
I
want
tell?
all those people who are saying they will get -1 today. Shaurya Chaudhary, do I have you? Shaurya Chaudhary, unmute yourselves now when I'm taking your name. Very good. If you cannot unmute yourself, you are again getting -1 from me. Soham,
Clive was.
sorry, please repeat again.
Ma'am, Robert Clive was appointed as the governor of
Huh.
Bengal.
Okay. And then what did the Mughal do?
They gave them divan rights,
Yes. So basically, if I have
right
to
to
just
collect taxes.
yes, the Diwani rights was given to the English East India Company. Okay. Next, I would like to have Tusha. What was one impact of the Diwani rights? What was happening now? What difference was there once the Diwani rights was given to the company? If you don't know, just tell me, then ma'am, I don't know. So that we can move on. No hands going up apart from the same ones who keep on repeating. Param, tell me.
Ma'am, after the British Clive was made the Naboo. Ma'am, they took they were no more taking the money from the from the England, and ma'am, they were just taking the money that the Indian gave them from the trade, and they just took that money and take goods instead of that.
Right. Okay. So in
And they
short,
got double profit.
yes, double profit in the sense that they got the money from here only, so they did not require to import the gold from Britain anymore. Good. And lastly, okay, now mute yourselves, please. Gaurang. Gaurang, please unmute yourself. Okay. So Gaurang, you tell me.
I'm in my background. There is a lot of noise.
Okay, then you mute yourself. Param, please mute yourself. Okay, let me have Karsimar. Karsimar, I've unmuted you. Now you tell me, Karsimar, what was the last topic that we talked about?
Ma'am, we talked about Naboobs. Ma'am, they were the British officers. Ma'am, who managed to return to Britain. And when they go back to Britain, they enjoyed their life. They were seen as abstracts.
Just stop copy pasting. Just tell me in your own words. You tell me what you understand by the word Naboo. What is the meaning of the word Naboo?
English version of Nawab.
Nawab. So they called themselves as a Nawab. They were seen as Nawabs, right? And what was the reason? What was the basic reason for it? That they were very rich. And where did they earn this richness from? From the Indians, right? So this is what we culminate over here, okay? So you can all give a look to the key pointers that we have done today. We talked about the Battle of Plassey. Year is important. How it was fought is important. Then we saw how Mir Zafar, he did not play a role, active role in the battles because he was lured by the company, and he was next made the Nawab of Bengal. But then Mir Zafar was also claiming for more and more revenue from the company, which the company didn't like. So they got Mir Kazim in the place. Mir Kazim fought the Battle of Buxar, and then again Mir Zafar was made the Nawab. But then once Mir Zafar died, the company did not want any more puppet Nawabs. They said that we are done with this and we want to become Nawabs ourselves. Okay, and then by 1765 they were able to get the Diwani rights from the Mughal emperor. With that, they saw that there was no need for getting the gold from Britain anymore. They were utilizing the revenue for buying all the goods from India, making their company buildings, factories, everything was done with the money that they were earning over here only. And we saw that how the company officials, they were able to gain a lot of money and wealth, and they were able to go, all those who were able to go back to their own nation, they were able to live a very flashy life, and they were called as Naboobs, which is the anglicized version of the word Nawab, right? So this is how I culminate the today's topics which I have taught. So thank you for the class, everyone.